Hello, everyone. This is Dandy Dragon bringing another community tournament to you. And I am once again being joined by the tournament host, Arena. Arena, would you like to introduce yourself and what we got going on?
Yeah, hi again. I'm Arena Emperor, also known as Sai. This is the Random Minion Tournament. It is random civilizations, mega random maps using the brand new Dominion victory condition in Age of Empires 4. What this does is in your FFA games, it gives every player a king, and no matter how many landmarks you have, no matter how strong your army, if that king dies, you are eliminated. That's going to be the name of the game today. Players are going to want to eliminate each other's kings to advance in this tournament. In fact, the very first rule for this tournament, the first king that dies, the player that gets it will move on to the finals. That is the first blood rule. So you have to protect your king at all costs. This is going to be a two-lobby tournament. FFAs, kind of the familiar vibe around here. Um, Player that wins will move on to the finals. The player with first blood will move on to the finals, and then two runners-up, based on player eliminations, will be advancing to an 8-player FFA finals lobby where Dominion will once again be in effect. We will have one champion in the end. The only other extenuating rules, fair play is involved, so if there are any instances of players teaming one another unfairly, those players will be disqualified, and there will be no trading to a living players market. You must kill a player to eliminate them. This is the first pod of the first round of the Random Minion tournament. I'm very excited. We got an old school vibe, lots of top level Conqueror 3, top 100 FFA quick match rankings players in this tournament. And just in this lobby in particular, we have 3 Conqueror 3s, 5 Conquerors, and some FFA veterans. This is like an old school tournament, Dandy. You remember them even better than I do because you've been playing this game longer. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's get started. Starting at the 11-second or 10-second marker here, we are going to start by looking at Dibby. He
All
is
right,
playing Japanese. He went for getting his king put up immediately. Good man. And he's scouting towards the center. In the north, we have Ventus on Delhi. I think we both can agree this is not what Ventus would hope for. He likes booming civs, and Delhi is not what you call a booming civ, at least not until like Castle, where you get House to Learning. So,
yeah, no, Ventus is a 100% an Abbasid main. He loves that Abbasid farm setup, getting the camels and working out. This is not what he was looking for. And being set up so close to Dibby, maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise, because as good as Dibby is, and he is a fantastic FFA player, there are some killers here that he definitely did not want to set up next to, and he was fortunate enough not to.
yeah.
So he may still lose to Dibby, but this is going to be a great fight.
Yep. Next to him, we have Frodo Bolson on HRE. HRE, I'm always happy to see them, especially since the update. Their aggressive ability is just so much stronger than it used to be. Honestly, I think they're probably now in the top half of civs, and in Dominion specifically, I think they're one of the best civs in general for, FFAs. Like your economy is so strong, you can get the what's it called, the castle landmark that is the military printer, so you can just go heavy on military, and you don't have to make like 5 barracks. You can spam men at arms. You don't have to slow down to get wood, and then to catch back up with your economy, you just go Palace of Swabia, and that's a
100%.
villager printer.
I myself practiced a little bit of HRE Burgrave goodness. I was going to break that out as a surprise in this tournament, but unfortunately, the numbers didn't work out. Somebody had to step aside to make sure all the players could get into the lobby, so I made way. But very excited to see a couple players on that. Also Prime, who is not familiar with HRE in the way that some players are.
Yep. I will say though, cheeky thing we're already seeing from one player, Dragevann, probably the most experienced player in this lobby, took his king out and scouted his entire area with the king. He just went out, did a loop while the scout did the outer periphery. So he got a little bit more scouting done than some of the other players. And you know what? Like, more power to him. Like, that's not bad. Like, you know you're not going to get sniped that early on, so use your king to fill in the gaps in your vision, you know? So, but after going back to what we were doing earlier, after Frodo Bolson, we have Allied, who is on Japan. He is a Delhi main, and I've only really seen him play Delhi, so I don't know where he stands with Japan. I'm figuring, though, that Japan being one of the best FFA civs in the game, arguably the best, as long as there's not, like, oceans, you know, deep sea water, where there's a lot of naval battles. Like, he should at least, as an experienced conch player, he should know what he's doing there, or at least can do some basics. Dragevann on English. Man. What the heck? Well, it just kicked me out. We're seeing issues from the game already. Let me see if we can get logged back in. Keep going over the different players, if you will.
Yeah, for now, Dragevann is going to be playing English today. That is a very solid FFA civ, solid eco, solid late game. Not great on trade, but once you get that English farm set up, if you have the time to do it, you know, with a little bit of a Burgrave, a little bit of a White Tower, it's going to be extremely hard to crack. He does have some dangerous neighbors, though. Allied Treks rushing early might have a bit of an antidote for him. Although English or Japanese into English isn't the best matchup for Allied Treks, but Frodo Bolson to the north of Dragevann is going to be a problem for him. Those are two Conqueror 3 top 100 in the world level players individually. Dragevann is top 100 in the quick match FFA rankings right now. That's going to be a great fight. I can't wait to see it. In the south, of course, we have Prime. He is on the HRE. Prime is an extremely solid early game rushdown player. He is ranked currently number 5 in the world in quick match FFA. The number 5 ranked FFA player in the world, doing what he does best here today. Not only his favorite Japanese civ, but this is another civ like with the Samurai Rush for Japan, that he can get out units fast, and he's going to want to get units out fast because early aggression is really the name of the game. We kind of got to stay on the bounce here, looking around the map, looking for any early aggression, because it is, of course, first blood. The first player that eliminates someone guarantees their advancement into the finals. Yep. To the left of Prime, just across
real
the river.
Quick, Arena, what is the time you're at?
I'm at 5:35.
5:35. Let me get to you here real quick. But yeah, and I think actually Prime moved to the second place today for FFA Quick Match. So he is one of, like, not just number 5. I think he reached number 2. I think there's only Corvinus was above him for a time period. So
yeah, he's done very well. He has made a name for himself. You can go into a lot of the pro streams now, and they all seem to hate this Prime guy that's ahead of them in the quick match queue. So very, very good player. I think HRE suits him, even if he doesn't yet. I think even if he doesn't specifically have an HRE build order, he is good enough at this game that he knows how to get a quick rush down.
Yep. I'll say
them. I would expect probably see a burger out of him.
Yep.
But we're gonna find out. Saruna is next to him on Abbasid. Not Saruna's first, but he doesn't know how to play Abbasid.
Yeah. I'll say.
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that if Sarona and Prime or Sarona and Ventus had switched civs, they both would have been a lot happier.
Yep.
But I do think Sarona knows Abbasid well enough. I think he's going to be just fine here. He's already getting the early barracks. And our final player on the left side of the map that we have yet to introduce is Nomad. Needs very little introduction in these parts. He is an FFA veteran. He is also ranked top 100 in the world in quick match FFAQ right now. He has been doing this specifically for a very long time, and I expect to see big things out of him. We've got an early scout dent-off in the north. Dibby and Ventus's scouts are hacking away at each other. You love to see it just as much as you kind of hate to see it, don't you?
Well, and right now, Ventus has the advantage, but He's running away. I think he's decided it's not worth the risk of just losing the scout for nothing. And they're both going to get off of that. Now, two things I want to get on real quick. First is the Aachen position for Prime here in the south. He's got so many sheep. He's got the wood line covered, and he's got his gold covered, and he's got the dock up on top of that. His economy is just so good right now. Like at 42 eco versus someone like, let's say, Dibby, who hasn't gone on that at 30. He's just, oh, yep, and he's Burgrave rushing Sirona already. So,
oh, wow, yeah, Prime is going for the Burgrave rush. We kind of expected it. Someone who didn't even wait for the Burgrave on HRE, Frodo Bolson, just put up the barracks, 3 of them, and now he is streaming men-at-arms into Ventus's base. He actually killed several of Ventus's Goldvilles, already putting a dent in that eco, but Ventus has managed to stem the tide for now. But just look at that stream of powerful sword boys on their way into Ventus's base. Already, he's got Dibby looking in his direction. Now he's got Concrete Frodo Bolson coming at him. It looks like it might be a quick day for Ventus, but he's doing his best to hold him on.
I'm curious, though. I'm not seeing a counter push from Sirona. He sees the Burgrave going up, and he could send like 10 Vills and start hammering away at the Vills over there. And if he had done it as soon as it started to go up, he may have actually been able to like get the kill on the Vills and stop the Burgrave altogether. And
he may not have noticed. If you look at Sirona's field of vision, it barely includes the Burgrave. If he's looking elsewhere, he might not have noticed it or noticed it too late. But if this goes up, it might be a quick GG for Sirona.
Yeah, Burgrave just being in your base with a player like Prime, who's not going to be messing up his micro, like that is dangerous. Like he'll know exactly what to do, and he's keeping the Vills there. He's going to start gathering wood there, more than likely to start making supporting military, because he could start getting out some crossbows, some horsemen, you know, any number of things to really start putting on that pressure. And knowing him, he may go for water too, start hitting the Bastard water economy.
Oh, for sure. Meanwhile, in the north, Frodo has absolutely decimated Ventus's economy. Villagers are running scared. Men-at-arms are just hacking down. We're seeing a lot of war crimes in the north right now, Dandy.
Yeah. No Geneva Convention here.
But those aren't Onas. Those are full-on samurai. He might be looking to snipe this king kill. Poor Ventus is just he is the anvil between a couple of hammers right now. And here comes the Burger Rush Prime, just as you expected.
Yep.
Into Sirona. We might be having a race to the first king kill here.
Oh, he's just going straight for the TC. That's interesting. Now, I feel like the play here is to take out the military production from your opponent, as that'll allow you to maintain your pressure without issue. Because, like, obviously, if they're throwing men-at-arms into your men-at-arms, you don't want to deal with that. But also, with the surround off, if he gets enough military in there, yeah, and he's just printing out, he's got double barracks up now. Yeah, he's just flooding men-at-arms into this.
Sirona desperately trying to get the Ghulams out to counter, but I don't think he can do it fast enough with the speed at which the Burgrave is spitting out.
Yeah.
Prime didn't put down a blacksmith and get the ranged upgrade. Here comes the blacksmith actually right now. So he is going to answer that problem immediately. That is probably the last thing keeping Sirona alive, is just that the arrow fire from the TC. Yeah. Taking down some of the men-at-arms, but it's a wash. Sirona is going to die here.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how quick. Ventus has managed to stem the tide a little bit from Frodo, but there's the veteran samurai from Dibby doing their work. I think it's going to be Prime getting the first kill here, unless Nomad has anything to say about it.
I don't think Prime. I don't think Nomad is. I think he's decided to go full boom. He's on double TC, fishing, got cow going. Like he's just ready to eco boom. And
it's dangerous right now because look at how many units Prime has out. If he kills Sirona, he can walk straight into Nomad's base right now, and
Oh yeah.
potentially just get a second kill easy.
Oh yeah, no, this is going to be a quick match, to suffice it to say. I don't think there's much that can be done here. And yet, when we see the running coming in, the knights. Here's the thing: the Chat-at-Arms can chase down the king because of their movement speed bonus. So
Villagers trying to body block. Men-at-Arms just run right through it. It's going to be Sirona going down first.
with the surround up, there's nothing he can do.
Prime is in with the first kill to our finals. I expected nothing less. He is the highest ranked quick match player here in the lobby. Dibby is burning down Ventus's TC in the north meanwhile, but Frodo Bolson has 14 Chat-at-Arms on their way in to try and take that from him. Dibby and Frodo, if they can dent a little bit here, it might actually buy Ventus a little bit of time. Nope. Ventus Frodo does a smart thing, and he just starts hitting the eco and weakening Ventus. They're going to make sure Ventus can't get back up no matter what happens here.
Yep. And we see Prime is already going for Nomad. He's decided this train ain't stopping. And I don't think this military production has been up long enough to make a difference here. Now, I think Prime needs to get some siege over here just to, like, confirm his kill. Because if he builds some forward infrastructure, there's nothing Nomad can do to stop this.
Yeah, that's 35 and counting Men-at-Arms rushing into Nomad's base. Nomad has gotten 17 veteran Musafati warriors out, but that's not going to be enough.
Yep, and see, this is what I was talking about before. He's going for the infrastructure first instead of the king because he knows that with no infrastructure, nothing can stop his army. So
yeah, fire is nothing to these Men-at-Arms now that he's got the ranged armor boost. Nomad is in a dire way here. He has to take this fight, but it's a bad fight. He cannot win. 37 Men-at-Arms versus 23 Musafati. It will be a slaughter.
Yeah, Musa
Nomad took a chance with the greed strat, and it's not paying off.
Yeah, well, I think the docks, you either need to go for the you needed one less thing here. If he had gone the cattle with the double TC and just ignored fishing, that would have been okay if he had ignored the second TC. Because if this amount of eco was in Musafati's, he could actually win this fight. Musafati's getting a bonus to heavy of 15.
Another king down. It is Ventus who has died. Didn't see who got the kill there.
Well, there's one way to check here soon. Will it be... From the looks of it, my assumption is Dibby got it. We will tell, of course, obviously, in the later part of the game when we see their economy counts or their population numbers.
I think it was Dibby because we just saw a big raid from Dragevann up into Frodo's base in the north.
Yep.
But he turned around and hit Allied instead. Allied losing a lot of vills to that raid. Dragevann being a bit of a menace to the east side of the map right now.
Yeah.
But Frodo going to look to take that fight.
Oh, and he didn't react fast enough. He's losing his whole front line there immediately, doing very little damage, getting one scout and one knight for all his trouble. Maybe I think that's the second knight. Yeah, he got 2 knights for the 5-minute arms he lost and the huge amount of damage he took. And here we see Prime is going for Nomad. He's taking the fight now that he's taken out the infrastructure. And if he just clears out this army, there's nothing to stop him.
Nomad did a great job of pulling back, letting the early production stall. He got some production in the back, got some units out. This actually isn't a terrible fight for Nomad. I do think he's going to lose it, but he needs to be continuously reinforcing. This may be where the eco actually saves Nomad, because he was able to have the resources to rebuild his production and then pump out more units. And there it is. Prime is on the retreat right now. Nomad has survived. I do think he's taken a bit of a hit, but Big Cow Boom is underway. He's got his pit mines up. Nomad has managed to drive off the invasion force from Prime without suffering a major defeat. Meanwhile, south of Allied's base, look at what Dragavann's doing. The Rammstein has come. It is on its way into Allied's base, and you feel for Allied here. I do think he's not super familiar with Japan at all. He has set up, you know, blacksmiths in the back for the Yorishiro, but he hasn't actually placed the Yorishiro. He is walled, but not enough.
He's actually pulling back now. He sees Frodo Bolson is coming for his base, so his army is having to retreat back.
Ooh, that may save Allied. He has his knights back. This is going to be knights versus men-at-arms. A great potential fight for Dragevann if he can get that charge off.
Now, here's the issue Prime is suffering from. He did not get his eco boosted behind that aggression. He didn't go like second TC to take advantage of his increased pop. So now he's suffering at the fact that he cannot beat the numbers that Nomad can just pump out.
You're right. I thought Nomad would take a moment to lick his wounds and get ready, but he's actually sent the Musafatis full on into Prime's proxy base on the left island here. Prime did get out the Lance Connects, and they are doing work on the Musafatis. It's going to be a losing fight, but he's actually doing big damage to the numbers for Nomad. Lance Connects are just busted, aren't they?
Yeah, they do some serious work, but the issue is that Prime did not set himself up. This is where his steamroll either needed to win immediately, or he needed to just take a moment and get set up, because right now, like, he could be in the winning position for this game as a whole if his economy was already, like, you know, at like 100, 150, if he had just gone for a second TC.
Sure, the burger is down. Nomad has pushed Prime essentially back across the river. I do think Prime's well, Prime doesn't have any production back in his base.
No.
If Nomad can burn the production, he might be able to just go straight into Prime's base and take him out. Prime
Yep.
has already qualified. Speaking of taking him out, Allied has not had any chance to get production up. Just as he was building it, Dragevann has converged on him. The king is out for Allied. He is making a run for it, but that is going to be an easy snipe for the Roost Knights.
Yeah.
GG Allied Treks, our third champion, to bite the dust.
What? Okay, once again, it has kicked me out. Something is going on with the game. I don't know what Relic has done, but every time a king is, it's just disconnecting.
Frodo Bolson is fully sending Dragevann, thinking that he's out of base. He's going to be able to take advantage of it. Dragevann is coming in behind the reinforcements. Frodo wisely has switched into spears, knowing that Dragevann has gone full knights. This is going to be potentially a problem for Dragevann. His army is back, but the knights are running into spears. No, actually, Dragavann's making a race of it. The knights or the horsemen for Frodo Bolson are diving Dragavann's base to hit the eco. Dragevann has said, you know what? Take it. I'm going for your king. And he has gone the other direction with all of his units. He's going to go try to take Frodo's king. What an interesting move by Dragevann, basically daring Frodo Bolson to take his base and saying, I'll just get yours quicker. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, like he's going to do just that. Frodo Bolson might be about to bow out, and this could actually settle this lobby in terms of who's going to be going forward.
Now, real quick, where are you at time-wise, Rena? I gotta get myself caught back up.
1 minute and 20 seconds.
What was that?
Emergency
11
repairs,
minutes?
1 minute and 25 seconds. Emergency repairs are in, but the TC goes down. The king is dead. Frodo has fallen to Dragavann's night rush. Dragevann, a lot of people would have panicked seeing that huge mass coming into their base the way that Frodo's was. Dragevann made a very wise move, a very bold move, and he just sent his army straight to Frodo Bolson's base, got the king, an elimination scored for Dragevann. That is 2 for him, 1 elimination for Prime, 1 for Gibby, presumably, and if Nomad can get an elimination or win the game, we will have our 4 qualifiers for the next round right here left in the lobby.
All right.
Gibby, Dragevann, Prime, and Nomad.
I have confirmed it. Dibby did get the elimination on Ventus.
All right, so Nomad, the only player left without an elimination, just by virtue of the amount of kills he's been getting, probably going to lock in the last spot anyway. Nomad seems to have made a play for the Elves back, didn't get it, but now he is pulled back his loose body, he's building rams. Prime still has no production. It seems like he is relying entirely on his static defenses to keep him alive. I think Prime would have probably put a little more effort into this defense if he had already known he was through. Prime is not the type of player to give up, but it definitely looks like he has kind of accepted his fate a little bit. Nomad's coming in with the Musafati. He's got the Rams on the L's back. He is trying to burn down a very tanky landmark here. Nomad is, but I don't think it's going to be able to hold up the pressure that Nomad's throwing at it. More and more Musafati are trickling in by the second. Prime is trying to stonewall out the Tide, but any villagers that tried to go over there were stuffed. This is just a race here to burn down the Elsback. The Elsback's static defenses are doing, good work. He's going to have emergency repairs again. Probably going to pop that in a second. Nomad doing all he can. Oh, Prime's trying to get a relic into the Elsback to make it even tankier. It just doesn't make it. Emergency repairs are in. Nomad still pumping away at this. 20 villagers in have actually really whittled down the number of Musafati that are burning at this. Nomad has the Rams on it, but he's going to have to beat a retreat. Just the Elsback has managed to stymie Nomad's push for the time being. And that just goes to show how really dangerous this landmark is.
Yep. What is the timer you're at?
The time is 24:25.
All right, I'm at 24:15. Let me get to 24:30, and I think we're caught up.
Dragevann is coming with 45 Roost Knights. Looked like he was going to try and snipe the kill, but he's pulled back. I think he doesn't want to be pulled into battle with Nomad. And yeah, he's going back to the river. He seems like he is perfectly lying in wait to try and snipe the cells back away from Nomad and get that king kill. The villagers are burning Nomad's Rams here. Prime, okay, this is the Prime I know. He is hanging on by claw and teeth to not die here to Nomad. Nomad has switched to burning houses. Dragevann just building up numbers. He has 45 knights, the English king, and now he's funneling in some longbows behind it just to pick off villagers and things. More longbows on the way. Nomad just has the Musafati and some javelin throwers filing in, but there's a relic in the Elsback now. It's going to be just so hard without proper siege to take down the Elsback. Prime's going to throw up another keep now. He is just making this absolutely as painful as he can.
Oh, and Dibby's preparing a mass army on his flank. He's got a stone wall up. He may be preparing to snipe Nomad.
It may be, and Nomad, he is fully away from home. The king is only in a TC.
Wait, and we see the army of Dragevann coming in for Prime here.
Here it is. He thinks he has the numbers now. He has chased off the villagers. Will he start? Oh, boiling oil is in though. And Dragevann says, "No, I don't think I'm gonna tangle with the boiling oil. Didn't know that was in."
He denied the second keep and got a little bit of oil on him, and he decided to pull back.
Dragevann wants to make absolutely sure when he goes in, he gets this. Nomad is building up a ton of Rams to send in. He has 7 now, an 8th on the way. He's got 23 Musafati, which I don't think is enough. He's going to knock down Prime's TC and then move on to the Elsback.
We see another keep going up. Emergency repairs. Elsback with a cannon emplacement. I don't think this push actually gets the kill here.
He spent the emergency repairs on the TC, and now the Rams have moved to the Elsback. Having a little bit of an issue with the Rams. King stepped out. He's back in. Here come the Knights from Dragevann. We're going to have a race on the Elsback here. No, Dragavann's actually going to snipe Nomad off of Elsback. What a rude dude, this Dragevann.
It's just ultimately, with the emergency repairs used up, there's no way for him to get the Elsback back online right now. He's just got to hope that Elsback is tanky enough to take all this punishment. And
extremely tanky. It has a relic in it. These knights are taking crazy damage from the burning oil. We've only got 20 seconds left until emergency repairs.
I think he lasts. I think emergency repairs get up, and if the emergency repairs go up, there's nothing to like. This Knight Army will die here. Once again, people underestimating Elsbach, my man.
This is just absolutely brutal. You gotta bring proper siege to take down Elsbach. You just have to. Dragevann is recognizing the futility, and he is pulling back now. What a hold by Prime.
Oh no, Nomad with his army out of position, just now returning to base, is getting attacked by the Onubugeisha samurai spam. Where is his king? Okay, he's running him back to the corner. He's got to get that stone wall up in time to stop this and get his keep in place. It's just a matter of, can he get all those walls up before that mass infantry blob can get to his base?
TC. He's following the army. I don't think he knows where the king is. He could pop his king's ability as treason.
Yep. It looks like he's instead going to wipe out the infrastructure and just start going for the taking him out as a player and not the king itself. He's fighting the army. He's going for infrastructure, going for veils. And you know what? You don't have to get the king killed to eliminate him. You can get the landmarks. So he may just decide, let's kill the army, we'll get the king later, and let's just take out all this eco, you know?
One sending in the Rams to try and knock down the Elsbach again. Got another huge, massive knights, a lot of them still damaged from the burning oil. We've got big fights all across the map. Gibby's samurai are doing good work against Nomad, but the attrition is going to wear on Nomad. Gibby wisely broke off a piece of his Nomads with about 6 Azutsu, and they are just crushing through a lot of Nomads' eco. Got some idle samurai for Gibby, not attacking anything. Might want to micro that.
Yep.
Gibby is doing everything he can to just wipe out anything Nomad has right now.
Yep, and he needs to get the kill here if he wants any chance of beating Dragevann. Like, he's with Dragevann right now is 50 ahead of him. And if he gets the kill on Prime here, then he's not going to be able to do anything if he doesn't have the pop kill from killing Nomad.
Dragevann is back in on Prime. He has 6 Rams and all those Knights filing in. They are doing damage. Elsbach is down to about 50% health, but only 20 seconds until emergency repairs comes through again. Can he get it down before then? I don't know. It is going down a lot faster than last time, though. Villagers are out there trying to repair. He just pops them back in.
Nomad surrenders.
Prime. Nomad is surrendered.
This is going to leave Dibby and Dragevann as the finals.
Dragevann with 3 eliminations now. 2 for Dibby, 1 for Prime. Prime's also was first blood, so it's going to come down to our final tiebreaker, which is unit kills among our 5 eliminated contestants with no kills. And only the one with the most unit kills is going to advance to the finals. You know, this is the way it goes sometimes in Dominion. Once the steamroll starts to build for 1 or 2 players, it's really hard for the rest of the map to catch up. Nomad going to be gutted he didn't get that elimination on Prime, and he had it in hand too. Yep. Even if it had taken him a while longer, he was going to eliminate Prime. But Dibby picked a great moment to attack. Nomad couldn't recover. I do suspect that Nomad probably will be the one who advances out of our eliminated players, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. Yep,
we can look at the information here soon. Right now, most kills goes to Prime, actually. After him, it's Dibby. After Dibby, it's Dragevann, then Nomad.
So it will be Nomad as our 4th qualifier from this lobby. He has achieved the most unit kills tiebreaker for our 4th slot. Congratulations to all 4 of those players. Everything that happens from here on is kind of academic, but I don't think that's going to stop Dibby and Dragevann from playing this out.
I know. It looks like and I'm using a little bit of the timer to my advantage here. I think the sacred site here is just gonna get the win. I don't think Dibby, he hasn't gone that extra pop yet, so he hasn't. Oh, he doesn't real as Dibby doesn't play a lot of Japan. He doesn't realize Ozutsu can attack ground and destroy walls. So he's been building siege towers to get his Ozutsu up on the wall. Meaning he still doesn't have that extra pop to allow him to face Dragavann's army. So yeah, you know, you see Dragevann in the lobby. He's one of the best players in the world. He's not going to make it easy for you. You can't afford to make any mistakes around him.
Yeah, I don't see Dibby making siege towers. I don't see any stone walls from Dragevann. Where are you seeing that?
No, for the Nomad's king. In the corner.
Oh, right. Got you. I see. Yeah, he did finally get that king kill. Dragevann is pushing into Dibby now. Dibby, I think, probably fighting a bit of a losing battle. He does get some horsemen behind enemy lines to hit some villagers from Dragevann, but Dragevann he is at the walls, knocking at the door. Dibby has to know he's in a lot of trouble. Dragevann is almost at a full 350 pop now. Let's see where Dibby's pop is. Dibby is only at 215 of a possible 300. He doesn't even have the housing for the full 300 yet. Getting out a lot of spears, those powerful Yari spears for Japan, some of the best spears in the game. To counter the Night Mass, I think Dibby's making a lot of the right moves, but you know, it's going to be really tough. It's going to be just really tough for him to stem this tide. Dibby's eco is not tremendous, but Dragavann's eco is not super tremendous too. He has been fighting this whole game pretty much non-stop, and
I will say right now, I think what you do if you are Dibby is you just get. I don't think he has enough infrastructure set up. No, I think he may be able to. He needs to get a mass horseman blob with the horse bannerman, the cav bannerman, Uma. That's what I was thinking on top of my head. And he could get a snipe on Dragevann right now. Like, there's no stone walls.
Yeah, the problem with that is Dibby, look at Dibby's field of view. He has no idea where Dragavann's base is. He doesn't know if it's walled. He doesn't know the ways in. He's been fighting entirely on the northwestern half of this map. He really needs to just get some knights or horsemen down there just to scout. But if he does, he's going to see that there is a potential for a big snipe here.
Yeah, that's right now what you do in these situations where someone is dominant. You're not going to be able to beat them head on. They have the numbers advantage, they have the eco advantage. You got to play tricksy. You got to be willing to throw spaghetti at the wall, and if he does that, I think he could get it. Like, there is no, like, he's got the north avenue open. If he got, and it depends on the timer, obviously. The timer of the sacred site is going to make a huge difference. But if he had time to get up like 60 horsemen with the Uma Bannerman, if there's even one crack in that defense wall-wise, he could get the full round on the TC, get the kill before the knights can get to stop the horsemen. And I think that's your only real play right now, because you're not killing this blob. That is 73 fully upgraded elite knights supported by mass Windguard Rangers. Those aren't just longbowmen. Those are Windguard Rangers. They can snipe siege. They can kill almost anything.
What a Chad to go for the Windguard, by the way. You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
I'm a big Windguard lover. I mean, I make Berkshire, same as most English players, but I love a good Windguard. Just to see those fire arrows flying, it is a thing of beauty.
Yep.
All of those knights running into those Yari is not going to be a great trade for Dragevann, though.
But those Windguard Rangers are just picking them off almost instantly.
Yeah, Dibby got the mass of Ozutsu out, but he can't protect them because the Windguards are taking down the front lines so quickly.
Yeah.
This
and that is a surrender from Dibby.
Yeah, Yep. GG.
See, and this is where you gotta be tenacious in these sort of FFAs. Dibby, full and well, has the ability to win this still. If he was just willing to be a little bit tricksy, go for the snipe, just bank on there being one mistake from his opponent, it could have been his win. But to be fair, they're both guaranteed to make it to the finals anyway. So seeing this happen, not surprising, you know? Like, it was worth the decision. Like, just like, hey, let's save ourselves time. Let's get the finals going. Let's get things started off. Now,
And it's going to be Dragevann moving on as the victor. Dibby moving on as the runner-up with 2 player eliminations. Prime moving on with the First Blood perk. And finally, Nomad going down to our very last tiebreaker with 136 unit kills. We'll be moving on over Frodo Bolson, who had 90. Very close to Nomad in the end. A much better kill-death ratio.
Frodo Bolson needed
to the Elsbag.
Yep, Frodo Bolson needed to do a little bit more there that game, and he could have taken Nomad's position. Like, if he had just sat back and not, like, draw the ire of Dragevann, he may have made it into the finals. But that will be all for this video, I think, Arena. Unless you got any final comments here?
Yeah, I think a lot of this was determined in the first 10 minutes. That's why I said we kind of had to stay on the bounce at the start.
Yep.
Frodo was in on Ventus very early, and if he had been able to maintain that push, or even just keep his units on the king side of the TC, he might have been able to snipe that kill out from under Dibby. He kind of, in the end, I felt like he surrendered the kill to Dibby, thinking he could just keep playing and not sacrifice the army in the push. But, you know, he'd already given up so much into it that kind of left him open to Dragevann, who had the best possible comp to take down his, fully upgraded knights into men-at-arms is going to be a win for the knights every time.
Yep.
Dragevann was just perfectly built to beat Frodo Bolson. Frodo could have even gone into Allied. Allied, I think, his lack of familiarity with Japan really showed here. He's a fantastic player, a conqueror, an FFA veteran. I think he just got dealt a raw deal by the randomizer.
Yep, it happens.
But this is the way it goes. This was a great lobby full of great players, and I think all the highest ranked players, FFA-wise, have managed to advance, except for Frodo Bolson. GG to him. Actually finished with the highest score after Dragevann and Dibby, so, you know, it just shows you he was setting up for something big. It just didn't pan out, so GG's to everyone. Congrats to Dragevann, and we'll see Dragevann, Nomad, Prime, and Dibby in the finals.
Yep. Well, thank you all for watching, and this is Dandy signing off.